The CREATE project is the civic renewal through education, agency, tolerance, and engagement. It's a 3 to 5 year project. Our primary focus is with the Muncie Community Schools to develop a model for civic education that hopefully we can spread throughout the state.
We talked about how we wanted to engage faculty, staff, and students from all across the institution, not simply from Teachers College, but all across the institution. And what this program is an illustration of is how we've mobilized the expertise and the talent and dedication of our people to celebrate the intersection of civic education and community building.
We've been working with Ben Williams, the principal at Northside Middle School, for a period of time. And through those conversations and discussions, we knew that he wanted to take a group of active young students to the State House.
So as an educator, you look for opportunities to build student character, student leadership. So with the help of Project CREATE, we were able to decide on a field trip where we take our student leaders from the NJHS, which is the National Juniors Honor Society, as well as our Principal Student Advisory Council, on a trip to Indianapolis to the Indiana State House.
It was a beautiful experience because all the designs everywhere and all the statues. We did this big tour, learned about the different branches and how they work together to pass bills.
I was 30 years old before I went to the State House, and it was because of an issue I was interested in. And so I was really happy to see these students coming as teenagers.
We had an orientation in the rotunda with all that beautiful artwork, all that history. Later on, we got to sit in the different chambers, both chambers of the Indiana State House, and then we were able to walk through the governor's office and see some of the amazing history, and it just makes you wonder, what were the great stories? We even got to go inside the Indiana Supreme Court and learn about the history and to learn about even some of the current cases that are being argued in the Indiana Supreme Court.
We learned a bit about the judges there and about the history of the Supreme Court in Indiana.
I was actually shocked that there were more women than I thought on the Supreme Court. I love that because you don't usually see a lot of women, especially women of color, on doing big stuff like that, so I really loved it.
I forget her name, but the first female that was ever to be in the Supreme Court, she was also the first person of color to be in the Supreme Court. It felt good to know that I could change things.
We have money for field trips and activities, so it's not just limited to trips. We also have funding to support teachers who want to do activities, in this case, to clean up the campus, to beautify the campus, and then also connect that with things around conservation and the role of local government in our community.
It enables the teachers here at Muncie Central and throughout the Muncie Community Schools to understand how the work that they do in the classroom and the learning experience they provide can help inspire our students to be engaged in the civic life of the communities where they live and where they may work after they graduate from high school or graduate from college.
Civics Day was kind of a brainchild of all of us as we were sitting there talking about what to do with this grant and how we can integrate it into the curriculum. I tried, when I first presented it to the teachers, as to think of ways that you can get civics across to the kids without it meaning government. Because I think so many times, even our teachers think that civics means government.
What we've done is sort of, I think, woven in Civics Day into Earth Day and helping students, I think, identify how to be engaged in their community in a variety of different ways.
We have about 20 trees that need planting. I don't know if we'll get that all done in a 2-hour period. I doubt that we will, but we're going to try. We also have the League of Women Voters is doing a current events conversation up in the library. They're going to actually talk about current legislation and have the kids research some things and get a good discussion started. Back behind me in the cafeteria, they're going to be painting murals that are all civics related. So they're doing individual canvases, and then we're going to create a mural out of it. So and put it somewhere, maybe somewhere down here. We'll see. In the art rooms, they're going to be painting the clay pots, like I said, to eventually plant flowers and take them to nursing homes. The foods rooms, they're going to be baking the dog treats to donate to ARF, so like 100 kids are doing that, so they're pretty excited about it. Mr. Shermetta, who is in my department, he's an econ teacher, He's going to be showing students how to write to legislators. So he's going to show them the correct way to do it and even give them information on exactly how to find who their legislators are. But a lot of stuff going on inside. And then we still have where the kids can go and plant some flowers and hopefully get registered to vote. I was telling them that I hopefully hit all the seniors. They all have to come through my room. So I hope the one thing they get out of it is that civics isn't just something that you do one day and then you don't do it anymore. That I want them to feel like if they want their community to be a certain way, they're responsible for doing that.
And we know that if each one of us is mobilized to support their communities, to try to make the world a little greener, a little safer, a little more peaceful, a little more just, that one by one we can create the world that we all hope to see in the future.
Our students here at Muncie Central are compassionate and they're caring and they're opinionated. They have a sense of the world around them and they have a sense of who they want to be in the world. And this place is really big and flexible enough to allow each of the kids in our building to figure out what that path looks like. So I love the work that we do here.
Another thing that I love to share that a teacher said to me was they really want to see Muncie Community Schools become known as the school that prepares students for their role in a democratic society. And I really want this project to help Muncie Community Schools become known as that school district that prepares kids as citizens.
I think the CREATE project is great for giving us the infrastructure and the sort of guiding purpose to have a day like today. I think the CREATE project is also just a great opportunity for us to define what makes Muncie Central and Muncie Community Schools more broadly special. A day like today can be a launching pad into more sort of Muncie schools defining work.
For me as a school leader, it's amazing to see a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, or a 14-year-old, sit in the chair where some of our Indiana leaders sit. And it just makes me think about the future generations and the seeds that we plant within these young people today. Someday, they could see themselves being in a leadership position such as that. Whether it is being a state representative, or maybe it's leading a company, maybe it's leading a small business, maybe it's leading a school corporation as well. Again, we're planting these seeds today so that students can see the capacity and all those great things that they can obtain for their future.
I would want to encourage all of the teachers here in the Muncie Community Schools, K through 12, and in all of the different disciplines, to find a way to incorporate the values and principles of civic education into their classroom, into their teaching. We want all of our teachers and all of our students to see the benefit of this very good work.